Hello, everybody. Thank you so much for joining me tonight. I have the opportunity to cover some of the Canadian Esports Nationals Overwatch games, and tonight we are going to be covering Group E, the upper bracket. It is University of Ottawa versus the University of Victoria. I do have both the teams in the lobby right now, but we are going to take a quick look over at the roster. So thank you so much to those team captains for getting them over to me. First up, we have the University of Ottawa. Now, I do have to let everybody know that I just picked absolutely random heroes for all of these players, but the roles at least are correct. So we have Manatee and V-Striker, the DPS here. Impress on the tank role. Ice Volcano and Quackles going to be on the supports for the University of Ottawa. Super excited to get to see this team. But, of course, they are going against the University of Victoria. So, taking a look at their roster. Aiden, Official Budo, the ones on DPS here. Table 2 on tank. Moburi and Toasty going to be the supports here for the University of Victoria. Super excited again to get to know these two rosters. We do also, of course, have the map selection ready to go. We're going to be heading to a control map. It is going to be Ilios that has been selected out. A classic first map to get started on. We, of course, have a few options in the map pool for the control map. We had Ilios, Nepal, and Busan. And this was picked by coin flip, was to determine who would pick this first one. Dalhousie is not playing in this tournament, but I am looking forward to covering many more Canadian Overwatch collegiate teams. So now we are just waiting on the bans. So this is going to be the pretty standard ban phase. I unfortunately don't have a graphic for it, but I will get it written up on the screen for everybody once we're into the lobby, into the match. So yeah, each team is going to get to ban out one hero. Looks like it is going to be University of Victoria that will get the first ban. And we do have protect bans. So if University of Victoria ban out that tank, that means the University of Ottawa are going to have to ban either a support or a DPS. It's a little bit of a decision going on here. Is going to be the Kiriko that gets banned out for University of Victoria. On Ilios, I'm expecting that we'll could have seen the Kiriko. The Curie Lucio definitely still in a good place. Despite those mid-season changes. I personally thought that maybe we were going to get to see a little bit more Brig Juno than I have necessarily been seeing. But I think that Lucio and Kiriko are just still in such a good spot that it's very viable backline to run. So, University of Ottawa are not going to be able to ban out a support. These first maps and these best of fives, it's kind of hard to know exactly what you should ban on these first maps because you don't know exactly how the other team is going to be playing, where this is the first one that they're playing against each other. We do have our second ban in. It is the Freya that U Ottawa banned out. All right. Get into the lobby here. Make sure that everybody knows it was the Freya and the Kiriko banned out. I think I actually have those backwards. Hold on. So you have Ottawa actually banned first and banned out the Freya. And University of Victoria banned out. Okay. All right. Lighthouse is going to be the first submap of Ilios that we get started on. University of Ottawa going to be on that blue team. The red team going to be the University of Victoria. Excited to see what we're going to end up with here. All right. Just getting a first glimpse. Of course, doors are still closed, so we're just going to have to wait to see if these are for sure what they're going to lock in. Not expecting to see Quackles on the Life Weaver, but who knows, maybe. I'm seeing Lucio for both teams. We're on well, so yeah, no surprise there for me. Nice variety kind of in these DPS, though. I suspect Manatee might just be giving the Sim TP out. Yes, it is going to be the Sim TP out for Manatee, then swapping over onto the Reaper. Looks like we are sticking with Quackles on this Life Weaver. I'm excited to see it. Definitely don't get to see the Life Weaver make an appearance all the time. Let me make sure that you guys have the desktop audio. There we go. No sound for you, sorry. Alright, so far it is official Budo that's going to be able to get that opening pick. Both Life Weavers actually now gone for these teams. Objective has opened. Manatee really coming alive on this Reaper. Gonna find 2 kills. One of those being Table as well. Very tough here, as it is going to be the first point flip going the way of University of Ottawa. Good damage here from Manatee on this Reaper. Halfway towards that ultimate, but Aiden on the Tracer making good progress as well. A little bit of kind of a split approach coming right now for the side of University of Victoria. Woo, find the kill on to Empress. Big final brawl there for the Wuyang. Not done yet, and it's looking pretty good for Victoria to retake Well Point. Clean up Manatee. And that's pretty impressive considering Well can be a very, very tricky submap to kind of retake. A bit of a late kill there. All in all, though, Victoria will be able to flip this over. 35% on the board. Pretty good for Ottawa to get started with. Crackle's going to be building up to that Tree of Life. See what Aiden does with this Pulse Bomb. Mabri, she's going to open things up. Kill onto Empress. No tank for the side of Ottawa. That pretty much shuts down their entire push. Yeah, Manatee is going to fall shortly after. More percentage here for Victoria. Ultimates as well. This Tidal Blast from Toasty could be big. I'm expecting it's going to go over onto Table on this Monkey. Manatee does have the Death Blossom. Might be able to use that kind of in response. Pulse Bomb out. Doesn't connect. But Toasty does find the damage. And here we go. It actually goes over on to the Echo, I believe. Udo does have that copy ready to go. Death Blossom over on the side. Aiden falling off the map, I think went into the hole there. We do have the copy on to the Monkey. The dual Monkey on the side of Victoria. And it seems to be working out very well for them. As Victoria is going to hold strong here on this objective. And this is looking pretty good for them to get up to that kind of last fight territory here, around 80%, and Ottawa's only going to have one more opportunity for a nice clean fight. Ice Volcano has this sound barrier ready to go. Going to use it aggressively. Now you have to find a target now if you're Udo of Ottawa, and they do get nice and aggressive. It's the response beat here from Marbury. Ice Volcano, though, doing some damage. This aggression here from U Ottawa really paying off. Excellent use of the beat there. Table just going to jump off the edge. Need to respond to K. All right, 99% here for Victoria. One more fight win, all they need. This is going to be tough for Ottawa. Not unwinnable. Ooh, especially not if Striker's going to be able to be hitting shots like that, taking out Budo early there. But yeah, this is, you're looking at basically 3 fight wins if you're Ottawa. You need to start building up to these ultimates so you can get a nice clean cycle going. Aiden does have the Pulse Bomb. Falling very low, kind of forced to back out. Table as well has this Primal Rage. Doesn't want to have to hold it. We see the stick, but it's onto the Monkey. It's not going to be enough to take down Empress. Toasty making a trade out here. We do have this Deadeye ready to go from the Striker. Yes, he's going to pull it out. This is basically about making space here, building time, but nice Tidal Blast. Oh, Table gets a little bit too aggressive. Tries to stay in a little bit longer than he was welcome. Crackles is going to go ahead, pull out this Tree of Life. Just help you, Ottawa, sustain here. Aiden slips off the map once again. Very unfortunate for the Tracer. Table has this Primal Rage ready to go. Going to have to probably be the touch here. Get that 97%. Yes, it is going to be the touch coming through. Hindered, though. All the damage going on to Table. So you can see the Monkey falling very, very low. Empress trying to just zone out these supports on the side of Victoria. does nearly have this primal ready to go as well. Is going to be able to stay alive, but Manatee going to kill all of Victoria before Empress even has a chance with that primal rage, and that is the first point being picked up by Ottawa there, but what a fight for it. 100 to 99, really, really impressive stuff. I think this is going to be a pretty good match. And I'm especially impressed with this Lifeweaver, I have to say. Definitely do not get to see Lifeweaver played in team compositions all that often. Quackle's really doing a good job making it work. Staying alive. Looks like Victoria is going to swap up their composition pretty significantly, though. We're on to the Hazard. That's going to change the way that you're kind of controlling these high grounds. Hazard's going to be able to kind of stay in these fights a little bit longer than the Monkey. You have that spike guard. You're going to be able to keep your HP up. Alright, now it's a matter of where does Table want to take these fights? Trying to stay on the high ground as long as he can so that you can just drop down onto a target. And then you have your cooldowns in case you need to get out. Manatee gonna put a little bit of pressure on the point here and gets immediately punished for that. Meanwhile, though, that did take a lot of the kind of resources away from the side of Victoria, which means Toasty left a little bit vulnerable on that Wuyong. And now it is gonna be the engagement coming here from Ottawa. Nice patience. You wait until Toasty is not in the fight, and that's when you go in, get the first point flip. Good job recognizing when you have the advantage in these fights. Alright. Pluto is on this Echo. Quackles is out a little bit in no man's land. Has the pedal to get out, though. Big sticky connect, but the healing bubble right there to help Ice Volcano stay alive through that one. Manatee, though, not going to be able to say the same. Toasty again gone for the side of Victoria, but the rest of the team also gone, as that's a really nice collapse here coming in from Ottawa. Ice Volcano on this Lucio has gotten so many final blows. You love to see it. Me getting a little aggressive, though. Manages to get out alive. I think Aiden really did want that kill, though. How's the Pulse Bomb ready to go? Needs to try and find a squishy target. Ice Volcano, okay! You're just gonna run into the enemy spawn, takes down Moburi, and he's not done yet. Gonna find another one. This Lucio from the side of Ottawa. Very, very risky, but the gamble is paying off. Empress going in deep does have this Primal Rage. Gonna go ahead and commit the beat as well. Ice Volcano wants to stay in this fight. Oh, it'd be big to get the stagger kill onto Table. Yeah, gets it and uses this downpour as well. The Pulse Bomb does take out Manatee. Aiden's looking for a little bit more. Will help Toasty find Empress as well. Ice Volcano still alive. In fact, Quackle's still alive as well. The supports here for you, Ottawa, just cannot be displaced. Deadeye, we still have you Ottawa members in this spawn. Okay, gets punished there. Ice Volcano is still back here. Yeah, good call. Aiden's just going to ignore that completely, but this means that the slip, it needs to come through. Moburi, she does manage to get the first touch. Sound barrier almost ready to go here. She needs to stay alive. Overtime has been triggered. Table is back into this fight as well. We have the duplicate Reapers actually from both sides. Budo is going to find first blood out of those duplicates. Looking good here for Victoria to get a little bit more percentage. They did manage to get the flip during that. But now 99%, I mean, we saw Ottawa do this against Victoria in it well, pretty much come back from the brink there. So we'll have to see what Victoria can do. Both support ults are ready to go. You're going to have the Pulse Bomb as well. It's the TP from Manatee and Ice Volcano onto this Lighthouse. Working out well for them. Budo just doesn't have the resources to try and displace them, and this is Ottawa just absolutely walking in. We see the Tidal Blast from Toasty onto himself, but Manatee is going to lock this point down. A boop as well. The Hazard is going to be able to get back onto the point. Do have the beat coming back here, Moburi, but it is not going to be in time. You, Ottawa, is going to start out this best of 5 with a win here on Ilios. It's a fun one to watch, though. Very close. You know, okay, maybe the lighthouse wasn't as close, but definitely think that now that it's going to be on Victoria to be able to kind of pick the map, we'll again have hero bans come through. Looking pretty good. To try and tie us up here. Like I said, this is going to be a first to 3. So, the University of Victoria do have a whole lot to work with here. They can pick any mode they want, and they can take us to any of the maps in the pool. So the options we have here, we have Hybrid being Blizzard World, Midtown, Kings Row. Kings Row, very, very popular hybrid map type, so I wouldn't be surprised if we do end up going there, but maybe we don't go to the hybrid right away. We do also have Dorado, Shambali, and Monastery, and Route 66 for Escort. I feel like those ones are kind of a mix. It really is a little bit more dependent on team preference. Push maps, we have New Queen Street and Runasapi in the map pool. I mean, I'm picking Runasapi all day over New Queen Street, but again, New Queen Street definitely can be played. And then Flashpoint, we have New Junk City and Suravasa. So this lots of stuff for the University of Victoria to work with, to try and get an advantage and try and tie us up here. Does look like they have decided where we are going to be going. It will be the Flashpoint map that UVic selects, and it is going to be my personal favorite, Suravasa. Definitely an opportunity for both of these teams to kind of stick on these similar compositions that they've been running. But won't be able to ban out those heroes that have already been banned. So, for the side of University of Ottawa, that means that they can't ban the Freya, and University of Victoria will not be able to ban that Kiriko. Alright, yeah, we'll just be getting these bans locked in here. So, University of Victoria is going to be picking the first ban, and I'm interested to see what they're going to go for. If you're going to target out one of those DPS that was causing you a decent amount of trouble, maybe the Tracer. The Tracer's hard because if you don't control the Tracer on these angles, especially on Suravasa, she can really run away with things very quickly. You're almost forced to either like play a Tracer of your own, or even that Lucio can sometimes put a little bit of contest onto the Tracer. But if you don't run a Tracer of your own, banning it definitely is an option. And when we get into these second maps, like, hopefully University of Victoria a little bit more acquainted with kind of the play style that University of Ottawa is going for. They're fast, they're aggressive, and they will not be playing Winston. So University of Victoria is going to ban out the Winston here on Suravasa. Not too much of a shocker, although Victoria was running a Winston of their own. Had a really, really hard time against the aggressiveness from University of Ottawa, and also just the amount of resources that University of Ottawa were able to get into the Winston. The support staying alive for a really long time, getting in on the damage as well. I'm thinking the Lucio Ice Volcano, pretty scary, but yeah, will not be playing the Winston here on Suravasa. And in response to that, it is going to be the ban on the Echo here. Interesting. We definitely could see some Echo on Suravasa. Not as much kind of high ground to work around. So it's these flyers like Echo and Farah, really good on very certain points. On market, she can be pretty useful. You have that high ground right above the point on the little ledge that you can kind of set up around. The Echo definitely good at like tank busting. Glass Cannon, of course, so you don't have all that much HP, so if you get caught out, it's not good news, but we're seeing these duplicates get their ult pretty much every time, so banning out that, that Echo. Might be the right call here. Do you wonder if we stick on this Life Weaver for University of Ottawa? I mean, it did work out for them, so maybe you just go for it. I think that, again, because there's kind of less verticality to Saravasa, it can be a little bit tricky to kind of get that value on the Life Weaver, because a lot of your kind of cooldown cycling is going to work around that pedal. So if that pedal isn't really getting you to another like high ground or to safety, you can get caught out pretty quickly. Will also, of course, depend on what University of Victoria opts to run. If you want to stick on this dive, you're running your Winston of your own, so, you know, you ban that out. Does that mean that you're going to move over onto a brawl? It's possible. We'll have to see what they end up taking us to. Go in, Winston.
Initiating match.
All right, once again, we are going to have Ottawa. Oh, yeah, can't go in there. We are going to have University of Ottawa over on the blue. And Victoria on the red. All right, are we going to end up still on a dive? If either of these teams have a Wrecking Ball in their back pocket, Saravasa can be really nice for that. Mauga, also an option here. Junker Queen, a classic. But Reaper Zarya, just a little bit stronger. Yeah, I like this composition. Be interested to see if Ottawa sticks with Empress on this Roadhog. You can run it. Roadhog is in a, you know, a niche spot right now. This is a heavy pick composition from University of Ottawa, though. If they run with it, it's kind of like all in, like you need to find the opening kill. Gonna stick with it. It is the Roadhog here for University of Ottawa. Official Budo is sticking on the sim as well. I thought maybe it was just gonna be the TP out to get a little bit of distance, but no. We are gonna stick on that Symmetra. Lot of beam damage here. Might have been expecting the Diva. It's gonna be the Roadhog out. The hook connecting. Finding that opening pick, and that's exactly what you want this comp to do. You find the next one, you just keep rolling the damage forward. Oh, the TP back. Striker is gonna find Toasty, and it's more or less just cleanup right here. Budo does manage to build up enough charge to take down Manatee, so, you know, it's a bit of a walk back here for the Cassidy. But that point has now been captured. Ottawa going to start building up some percentage here on market. Official Budo has done a whole lot of damage on this Symmetra. I will give him that, 60%. But Ice Volcano doing what Ice Volcano does. Gonna find a kill. And staying alive through it. Just really nice wall riding from the Lucio. Making it very difficult. And the boop into Striker on this venture. Oh my goodness. The pinches that are being set up right now, Table, such high charge is going to end up taking himself out, but the setups here that Ottawa are doing are really, really nice. Striker is just controlling this angle. Ice Volcano does finally get punished for this crazy Reddit Lucio that he's running. And this is a chance here for Victoria to move. It's last fight here. If you want to get a touch on market, you have to do it now. Looks like they're feeling a little indecisive. No, it is actually going to be the TP that's available. Touch at the last second, but you're just walking right into the Roadhog. We do have the Deadeye available from Manatee. Quackle's throwing in that Tidal Blast, keeping Empress alive. We do commit this Photon Barrier on the side of Victoria, but unfortunately, that is going to be overtime dwindling here. We'll be resent back to the spawn. First point of Saravasa is going to go the way of you, Ottawa. 100-0. Moving over to Temple for our next one. I think that this is going to be an even better sub point for Ottawa to play with this composition. You can play around these corners really, really well. We have this Tectonic Shock ready here from V-Striker. Again, it's a really good point to use this ultimate. It's very enclosed. If you can just bait Victoria to kind of come onto the point, Force out these bubbles, you're good to go. Now, Ottawa has made a little bit of an adjustment. Budo over on to the Venture. Response here to this tectonic shock, it is the Kitsune Rush from Moburi. But, okay, you managed to take out Empress as well. Table all charged up. Did commit that Graviton Surge, helping to clean up Ottawa. Gets a flip over Victoria. Get the flip while managing to hold on to Beat and to Blossom, but Beat will not be held on to by University of Ottawa here. Ice Volcano getting very aggressive, has the numbers to try and retake this point, just needs to stay alive. Budo on this, Bastion gonna be taken down as that form does not last forever. And nice tempo here from Ottawa to come back into this fight. Get that opening pick. Use the beat aggressively. When you use these aggressive beats, you really need to make sure that you're finding a follow-up kill. That's exactly what Ottawa did. In fact, they found multiple follow-up kills with that, so really well played here. This Deadeye ready to go from Manatee. Crackles has this Tidal Blast as well. Last time we saw that go on to, I think it was Empress, to just try and keep him alive. Could potentially see that again! Huge boop from Toasty! Taking out the tank for the side of Ottawa. So much HP now gone, so much staying power gone. Everybody manages to hide from Manatee's Deadeye, but that means that V-Striker is just gonna find you and take you out. Nice combos here. What initially was a really big pick there for the side of Victoria. They're just not able to kind of capitalize on it. Ottawa was just controlling so many different angles. You didn't collapse onto your targets kind of fast enough. Now it is going to be Ottawa back in control at this point, has that Tidal Blast ready to go. What are Victoria working with a Beat, a Blossom, and soon to be a Bastion ult to come back into this. Bastion ult going to be a little hard to find the value. There's a pretty good amount of mobility on the side of Ottawa, save for, you know, Roadhog is just going to live through it. Hook does go wide. So rotation coming in here from Victoria. The Beat not quite going to keep Budo alive. Does help Aiden get the Blossom off, but Manatee is just absolutely ripping through this sound barrier, and in overtime that is going to be the second point now picked up here for the side of Ottawa, putting themselves at a map point. Just practicing some of that aim on your own support. Yeah. We are going to see a swap here. Okay, Aiden going to find Ice Volcano, who is again just going to get very aggressive on this Lucio. Alright, we have the Diva making an appearance here for table 2. Gonna try to eat up some of this damage that is coming in from the Roadhog from the Venture. Alright, Bastion ult connecting onto Manatee. Maybe thought he was going to be able to live through that with that Wackles, but the healing not enough to keep that Cassidy alive. Budo is going to find another kill onto Ice Volcano as well. Now it is going to be 3 members of U of Ottawa trying to just stall out this point. Crackles slip off the edge. I think Table did help with that a little bit. Looking for another one. Not gonna get it, but also doesn't get hooked off the edge. Still really want. No, that is tragic for Table, but really well played from Empress. As the